today's video, we are going to be discussing 13 red flags that you have undiagnosed insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is said to affect over half of the US population, with a lot of those cases going undiagnosed. And these rates are similar in other Western countries. Being insulin resistant is a problem because it makes it difficult to lose weight, it increases your disease risk, and it will eventually lead to type 2 diabetes. According to a 2019 study, insulin resistance precedes diabetes by 10 to 15 years. You can be insulin resistant for years before your fasting blood sugar starts to rise, and this is why it often gets missed, until it's progressed to prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. The good news? Insulin resistance is not a life sentence. It can be reversed. And if you catch it before it progresses to prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, it's going to be even easier to do so. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kate. I'm a certified health and nutrition coach. I post new videos twice a week here on YouTube talking all things insulin resistance, weight loss, sleep, and more. So if you're ready to take control of your metabolic health, make sure to click that subscribe button. And you can also find me on TikTok and Instagram where I share new posts every single day. As I mentioned at the start of this video, insulin resistance is extremely common, but it goes largely undiagnosed. And you might be wondering, how can we know it's so common if a lot of people don't even realize they have it? Well, let me tell you. It is because insulin resistance is the same thing as metabolic syndrome. Metabolic syndrome is a cluster of conditions that increase your risk of diabetes, heart attack, and stroke. And metabolic syndrome actually used to be called insulin resistance syndrome. So if you know you have metabolic syndrome, unfortunately, you're also insulin resistant. And I think we all know just how prevalent metabolic syndrome is nowadays. If you don't have metabolic syndrome yourself, it is likely that you have one or even multiple immediate family members that have it. And actually, let me know in the comment section down below whether you or someone you know has metabolic syndrome. But anyways, this is how we know that insulin resistance is so common. Because it goes hand in hand with metabolic syndrome, and we can see just from looking around us how prevalent it is. But that being said, here are 13 red flags that you have undiagnosed insulin resistance. And make sure to stick around until the end because I'm going to be giving you some tips on how to kickstart your journey to reverse it. Number 1, high blood pressure. If your doctor has diagnosed you with chronic high blood pressure or hypertension, this is unfortunately a really strong indicator that you have insulin resistance. Over 50% of hypertension cases are directly caused by insulin resistance, with some evidence suggesting that number could be as high as 90%. High blood pressure is not a condition, but rather a side effect. Medication that's targeted at lowering blood pressure is not addressing the root cause. Almost all of my clients who have started with high blood pressure have seen it lower when they shifted their focus to reversing their insulin resistance. In conclusion, if you have high blood pressure, it's extremely likely that you have insulin resistance. Number 2, high waist to height ratio. If the circumference of your waist is high in comparison to your height, this is another strong indicator of insulin resistance. Take your waist measurement and divide it by your height. Anything over 0.53 is an indicator of insulin resistance. Of course, if your number is higher, this means you're more insulin resistant, and if your number is closer to 0.53, then this might mean you're just in the beginning stages. The reason this simple test is so accurate is that abdominal fat, also known as visceral fat, is one of the most common symptoms of insulin resistance. When you're insulin resistant, fat doesn't get stored in the places that it normally would. It ends up accumulating around your organs in your midsection. So if you have a high waist-height ratio, again, strong indicator of insulin resistance. Number 3, skin tags. If you've heard me talk about insulin resistance on my channel before, I'm sure you've heard me mention skin tags. These go hand in hand with insulin resistance. These tags will develop when someone has chronic high insulin because insulin is a growth-stimulating hormone. This is also the reason that it causes us to gain fat. Insulin promotes growth. Now, there's a huge misconception that skin tags are caused by friction on the skin, but this just isn't the case. A lot of people will opt to have their skin tags cut off or removed by their doctor, but this is only a band-aid solution. The underlying insulin resistance will still remain. Not only will this mean that your skin tags are likely to come back, but it also increases your disease risk, as we spoke about earlier. And that should be your bigger concern. But don't be discouraged, because when you start to reverse your insulin resistance, your skin tags can shrink and even go away entirely. And this is a really good sign that the steps you are taking to reverse insulin resistance are working. I have seen skin tags shrink with so many of my clients. Number 4, high triglycerides. Having high triglycerides is another symptom of insulin resistance. Triglycerides are a type of fat that is found in the bloodstream, and over 1/3 of Americans have what is considered to be high triglycerides. High is considered to be anything over 150 milligrams per deciliter or 1.7 millimoles per liter. Number 5, low HDL. And this symptom goes hand in hand with the last one. When triglycerides are high, HDL will be low, and when triglycerides are low, HDL will be high. It is very uncommon for both to be low or both to be high. The ratio between triglycerides to HDL can tell you a lot about your insulin sensitivity. If you have a current cholesterol panel, take your triglycerides and divide them by your HDL. And make sure your ratio is in milligrams per deciliter or the calculation won't work out. A ratio under 1.9 is considered to be optimal, signifying good insulin sensitivity. A ratio between 2 to 3 indicates some insulin resistance, and a ratio over 3 signifies significant insulin resistance. Number 6, irregular menstrual cycle. For women, high insulin can cause the ovaries to make more male hormones. And this imbalance of hormones can cause your period to become irregular. If your period is inconsistent, if it's very long, or if you do not have a period at all, these can all be signs of insulin resistance. Usually this hormonal balance is characterized as PCOS. And this is because most cases of PCOS are directly caused by insulin resistance. When women focus on improving their insulin sensitivity, their PCOS symptoms improve and can even reverse entirely. I have several videos on my channel on PCOS specifically, so if you want to learn more, I will link one up above. Number 7, abdominal fat. We briefly touched on this with the weight to height ratio at the start, but even if someone is relatively thin, but they carry a lot of weight around their midsection, it's likely that they're insulin resistant. Abdominal or visceral fat is directly caused by insulin resistance, as we spoke about before. Number 8, swollen ankles. One of the other roles of insulin is telling the kidneys to retain water and sodium. If insulin is not being responded to properly, as is the case with insulin resistance, the body can retain more water, and this can sometimes result in swollen ankles. Now, quick side note, if you are insulin resistant, this doesn't mean you should be eating a low sodium diet. The opposite, in fact. I'm gonna link a video up above if you want to know more. Number 9, dark skin patches. High levels of insulin in the blood can trigger the appearance of dark, dry patches of skin. Usually these develop around the neck, in the armpits, and in the groin. Number 10, sugar cravings after eating. If you get cravings even after you've just eaten a big meal, this can be another indicator of insulin resistance. When you're insulin resistant, your metabolism is not functioning optimally. It is not able to efficiently take the sugar from your blood and use it for energy. So you're eating, the energy is there, but your body can't use it, which can trigger cravings. Number 11, frequent urination. If you find you always have to pee, if you have to pee several times throughout the night, this is another indicator of insulin resistance. Because insulin is not regulating blood sugar correctly, the kidneys have to make more urine to pass the sugar out of your bloodstream. Number 12, acne. Acne can be another side effect of insulin resistance, and this is one that a lot of women with insulin resistance will experience. Again, this stems from the hormonal imbalance that insulin resistance causes. Number 13, excess hair growth. And this one applies mainly to women once again. High levels of testosterone cause the body to grow excess hair in places that it normally wouldn't. On the face, stomach, chest, and back. And this is why women with PCOS, which you'll remember is caused by insulin resistance, respond so well to the prescription drug metformin. Metformin, which is also sold under the brand name glucophage, is a drug that improves your insulin sensitivity. 9 out of 10 women with PCOS see a reduction in their symptoms, including excess hair growth when they take it. Now, I only mention this to show just how related insulin resistance is to PCOS, because I know a lot of women are not told about this connection when they're diagnosed. But how effective metformin is at improving PCOS symptoms says a lot. Now, before you get all excited, this is not a promotion for metformin. It does come with a whole bunch of side effects, and I have other videos that talk about these side effects, which I will link above. Now, before I wrap up, I want to leave you on a positive note. Insulin resistance is a condition caused by diet and lifestyle, and this means it can be reversed through diet and lifestyle changes. Yes, there is a genetic component to it, but just because you possess the genes that put you at an increased risk of insulin resistance does not mean you're going to develop it. And when I talk about diet and lifestyle changes, I'm not even talking about a huge overhaul of your life. Simple changes like starting your day with a breakfast high in protein and fat and low in carbohydrates and saving your carbs till later in the day if you want to have them can make a huge impact. Now, I have so many videos on my channel on improving insulin sensitivity and reversing insulin resistance. These videos can help to get you started, but if you're looking for more guidance and support, I do also have a 7-day insulin resistance masterclass. I have helped hundreds of clients through this program reverse insulin resistance, lose weight, and improve their health overall. I will put the link up above and also in the description box down below if you want to learn more and read some testimonials. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for you today. Let me know in the comment section down below how many of these red flags you have. Did you know they were signs of insulin resistance? If you did enjoy this video, you might also enjoy my video on 8 ways to improve your insulin sensitivity naturally. You can check that out here. If you want to catch up on my most recent upload, you can find that here. And if you want to check out my coaching programs, including the 7-day insulin resistance masterclass I just mentioned, you can find those here. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.